Hi and welcome. Today is all about functional breathing, what it is, how you do it, and how it can support you and your body find more ease and calm in the chaos of life. Don't we all want that? But before we dive deeper in, I just want to say that this is not a breathing technique. It's actually your natural way of breathing. So it's really more about reminding your body what it once knew and did automatically. And we usually do this, the functional breathing, when we are in a rested and relaxed state, when we feel comfortable and safe where we are. And babies still do that most of the time as well. Yet in today's world, with all the noise and all the stimuli, we are often not in this rested and relaxed state. And that isn't a problem per se, but an invitation to bring our focus back to it, to the breath, every once in a while. It's not about doing that all the time. It's about bringing our awareness back to it every once in a while, observe the way we're breathing, and maybe even practice the functional breathing intentionally so we can find more peace and calm in our daily life. In case you don't know me yet, I am Lisa Yara, and I'm a confidant through challenging life transitions and work in the realm of female health, specializing in menstrual and menopausal health. And I support my clients to release trauma and internalized shame from the body, reconnect to their body, to their health, to their vitality in a holistic and natural way. So they can indeed have a happy, healthy menstrual cycle experience or a happy, healthy, dare I say, magical transition into the second half of their life. And one thing that I find over and over again, whether that's when I'm working with clients or in my own life, is the importance of breath and breathing. And what a difference it makes to my life, to their life, to be just a little more mindful about the way we breathe. And also dissolving all the constrictions that might be in the way to this functional breath due to body posture, scar tissue, especially in the belly area, stress, different stressors, and other factors in our history. So let's begin by looking at why it is so important, why functional breathing is important and how it supports your health in general and your female health in particular. Why it's crucial in keeping your body in a healthy state, but especially your nervous system, your lymphatic system, your digestive system, and your endocrine system, so your hormone system. This is especially important in a female body, which is a body that's based on estrogen and progesterone as the main sex hormones. And there are naturally a lot of fluctuations over the course of the month. And that's why it's so important to keep the hormones in a mostly balanced state. As compared to a male body, which is a body that is based on testosterone as being the main sex hormone, because there are less fluctuations over the course of the month. And so the first major benefit of functional breathing is relaxation. Functional breathing activates your body's relaxation response. It soothes your nervous system. There is an important nerve called the vagus nerve in your body that is the main nerve for relaxation. And it runs from the brain all the way down through different organs, touching all of them into your gut. And it's an information highway, if you will, with only 10 to 20% traveling top down from the brain to the body, and 80 to 90% traveling bottom up, so from your body to the brain. That means that by stimulating the vagus nerve in your body, which can be through something as simple as a belly massage, rubbing your belly like you would with a child to soothe it, that will send signals to your brain saying, hey, we're okay, we're safe, everything is fine, you can relax now, which will in turn quieten your mind chatter down. So instead of us thinking, oh, I have to meditate, I have to calm my thoughts in order to become calmer, it's actually far easier, as 80 to 90% of the information travels bottom up. It's so much easier to activate the vagus nerve in your body and then sending the signal to your brain that you're safe, and then the mind can start to quieten down on its own. And this soothed and relaxed nervous system state which is called parasympathetic nervous system response, is important and the foundation for your body to do its rest and digest processes, its repair and maintenance processes, to cleanse and regenerate itself. That can only happen when we are in a relaxed state. This will also lower your heart rate and the blood pressure because there is no danger that you need to run away from. And so your body really sends the signal of everything is safe, we can regenerate, we can care about resting and digesting. And this can even help reduce pain. Because when there's stress and the nervous system is activated, our tissues contract, get tense, and this tightness can really increase the level of pain because the blood flow is not happening, the lymph flow is not happening in the tissue. And so when we manage to relax, at least to a degree, for example, through functional breathing, then the tissue can open again, the tissue can breathe again with our breath, and we may find that the pain decreases because blood can flow better and lymph can flow better. And it also, the breath, helps you move through challenging emotions, painful, intense emotions. And it's important to concentrate on the physical sensations of your emotion, because what happens very often, at least for me, is that my mind goes to, oh no, where's this coming from, this emotion? What did I do wrong? So a lot of self-blame as well. And there's a whole thought spiral going on. But when I manage to bring my attention back to the sensation in my body, you can ask, where is it in your body? Does it have a shape or a size? Is there a movement to explore this emotion? And by doing that, it helps to open the tissue again so that your emotion can flow through and can leave your system. When you, for example, start breathing to that area, bringing breath into that area, opening the area, and then it can flow through and out. Then the second major benefit is the influence on the lymphatic and immune system. Your lymphatic system is actually your body's waste removal system. So to get all the waste out of the body, that can be cellular, metabolic waste. So when your cells produce energy, there's also waste products being produced, and that needs to be transported off from the cells so your cells can stay in a healthy environment. And that happens, the lymph is activated through breath and movement, and of course, the movement of the breathing. They are essential in any sort of lymphatic work. And when there is a healthy flow of lymph and the organs can move freely in your body, in your belly especially, then all the toxins and excess hormones, the metabolic waste that I talked about, the viruses and bacteria and germs, they can all get flushed out of the cells, flushed out of the body, and that reduces inflammation. And since a lot of lymph nodes reside in your gut, as well as 80% of your immune system also resides in the gut, that's why it's so important to keep your lymphatic system healthy, for example, through breathing. And the lymphatic system, or the lymph, starts flowing better and more easily because of the openness of the tissue. So that's directly connected to the nervous system and the relaxation response. When we're relaxed, our tissues are more open, the lymph can flow better. And also, and that's the third point, because breathing with the functional breath gives your belly a good gut massage. And that improves digestive function because your organs, your belly organs, can all move more freely. They can move, they get unstuck, they get mobilized, and they can do their work really, really well. And this is important when you want to eliminate toxins from the body, because in the second part that I talked about, we've got all the toxins and all the waste products and everything out of the cells, and now we need to get them out of the body. So it's important that your digestive system works well. But also because your gut houses something called the estrobolome, and the estrobolome is connected to your hormone balance, especially your estrogen balance. It's important to regulate the estrogen levels in your body. That's why digestive function is crucial, especially in female health. And then, of course, this gut massage will also stimulate the vagus nerve. As I said, the vagus nerve runs from the brain all the way down into the gut. So by breathing into the belly organs and the gut get a good massage, thereby stimulating the vagus nerve, telling your brain that we are all safe and that we can rest and that we can relax. And so it stimulates, again, in turn, the relaxation response. And as you can see with this, everything in your body is interconnected. All the systems are connected with one another. Nothing ever works in isolation. And the nervous system, the lymphatic system, and the digestive system are the top 3 most important systems for your body, for your health and vitality, for your survival. And I do believe that when these 3 are in order, then all of the other systems, like the endocrine system, will sort themselves out. Your body is so clever. It knows what to do when you give it the right environment. And by something as simple as breathing, you do create a lot of good influences on your body and on your health. So breathing really is this foundational. That's why it made it into my top 5 practices for optimal female health that I talked about in my 5 simple lifestyle tweaks for optimal female health. You can check that out as a podcast or as a blog, whether you prefer to read or to listen, or a video. I will leave you all the links below. But the first of the 5 simple lifestyle tweaks is breathing well, because breathing is that important. Oxygen is the most important thing to stay alive. When you think about it, you can go without food for a week. You can go without water for 1 or 2 days, but you can't go without oxygen for more than 2 minutes if you're not really well trained. So it is that important. And now, since the functional breathing has so many health benefits, why don't we use it more often? Why did we unlearn it? What gets in the way of us breathing in that way? And I have identified 3 main factors, and the first is stress. When I talk about stress, I mean different kind of stressors. It is physical stress, because in the end, even something like cardio sport is stress to the body, even though to a degree it's good. It is also stress for the body. Then we've got emotional stressors, mental stressors, environmental stressors, like toxins that we have in our surroundings. Our thoughts heavily influence this stress response. The things that are running through our head all day, all the to-dos, all the responsibilities, all the beliefs of not enough, I am not enough, I don't do enough, I am behind, exacerbated by the media, by films and series, by the news you consume. All of that will increase your stress level, or traumatic experiences that you may not have yet properly processed. They all will activate your nervous system in some way, shape, or form. And when the nervous system gets activated, it will be on the lookout for danger all of the time. You might not even realize it, but your nervous system is on 24/7, scanning the surroundings to make sure that you are in safety. So actually, it's your protector. We really need to thank our nervous systems for what they are doing for us every day. The thing is, when the nervous system gets activated, we start breathing more shallowly. We usually use our shoulders and our upper chest to breathe. We stop using our belly and our diaphragm to breathe. And then the belly stays pretty much still, and you will not have this effect of the gut massage that I talked about before. Because the gut massage would signal to your brain that you're safe, but since you're not doing that anymore, this massaging is not happening and your body does not signal safety to the brain. And so this stress response is even further activated because there is no sense of safety coming and no signals of safety coming anymore. And so this can lead to an almost vicious circle of a stress response. Then the second thing that gets in the way of us breathing in this functional breathing way is our posture. And that is partly due to societal conditioning, especially for women and people socialized as women who have been taught to suck in your belly, because apparently in a woman or a person socialized as women, this is something that is not acceptable. So we do things like shapewear, anything that restricts our belly from coming forward and protruding. But that is also restricting our breathing, our deep breathing. Then, because when the belly is sucked in, your organs basically have nowhere to move, making using the diaphragm breathing almost impossible. The digestive function can't work as well. The lymph doesn't flow as well. And again, your nervous system does not really get this response of, oh, I am safe. Then another posture thing is our posture during the day, especially being seated. And I know that I'm guilty of that myself, that when I sit in front of the computer, I do also hunch forward, my shoulders crouching. And this position is a defensive position for your body. It tells your brain basically that we are in danger because we are protecting our inner belly organs to stay alive. And that this way, the body signals to the brain that we're not safe, that we are in danger, and that the nervous system needs to stay activated. And also try it out for yourself, crouch down, and then try breathing into your belly. It's quite hard, so we don't breathe optimally anymore. And the third factor is a lack of good quality sleep. Because usually your body would get back into a rested and relaxed state, at least at night when you sleep, to rest and recover, to cleanse and do its repair processes and regenerate. But today in our world, we are almost always on. Maybe we even have our phone on the nightstand. We are exposed to a lot of light, especially blue light that really messes with our waking sleeping rhythm. And so we often have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep and find ourselves ruminating a lot. I know that from myself, that once my body is still, my thoughts start to run wildly. So functional breathing can really help here to find this off switch for your, again, quietening the mind by activating the vagus nerve in your body. And so you can find a bit of peace and relaxation. So let's get to the practice of functional breathing and how you actually do it. One important thing here is that we need to use the diaphragm. Now, the diaphragm is a dome-shaped muscle that sits at the base of your rib cage, underneath your lungs. Dome-shaped like this. And the functional breathing is not just, but also about the diaphragm moving down into the belly. But it's equally important to expand your rib cage into all directions, so to the front, to the back, and to the sides, so that in the end, the functional breathing ensures that your rib cage opens into all directions and the belly comes forward, because the diaphragm goes down into the belly organs and can massage them a little. And this is basically, we first breathe down into the belly, and then we start expanding the rib cage all on the in-breath, and then releasing everything on the out-breath. I will show you that in a moment. The other important thing that I want to mention is that your pelvic floor needs to be relaxed and move with the breath as well. Now, I don't know about your connection with the pelvic floor, with your pelvic floor. In case you've got any questions, feel always free to reach out and ask me anything you want to ask me. But the pelvic floor is a group of muscles that sit at the base of your pelvis. And here is the diaphragm up at the base of your rib cage. And those two are connected. They are connected through fascia and muscles, and they should move in unison. Meaning that when your diaphragm moves downward to make space for the lungs and moves into the belly, pushing the belly organs downwards, your pelvic floor should move downwards a little as well. And then on the out breath, everything moving back up into its original position. So breathing in, diaphragm extends downwards, pelvic floor as well. And on the exhale, everything moves back into its original position. It can help to imagine your belly being like this balloon. So when the diaphragm extends downwards, your belly comes forward, opening, becoming bigger like a balloon, and thereby pushing your pelvic floor downwards a little. And on the exhale, everything goes back into its original position. And the last thing I want to briefly mention is that it's important to breathe through your nose, not your mouth. There is a lot of processes that are happening when you breathe through the nose. It's easier to breathe deeply when you breathe through the nose. So let's dive into the practice and try it out, shall we? Okay, so the functional breathing consists of two parts. There is the belly breathing and the extending and expanding of the rib cage to the front, to the back, to the sides, so into all directions. And we are going to practice both parts separately, and afterwards we will bring it all together. Let's start with the rib cage expanding breath. So if you can, place both your hands to the sides of your rib cage so you can really feel when it starts expanding. And then on the inhale, it shall extend into all directions, front, back, to the sides. And on the exhale, it goes back into its initial position. I will demonstrate this for you. And let's try together. Breathing in, expanding the rib cage into all directions. And breathing out, releasing, bringing it into its original position. Breathing in, extending the rib cage. And releasing on the out breath. Another one. Well done. Then let's continue with the belly breathing. So if that feels okay for you, place one or both hands onto your belly. And we are now going to breathe into the belly. So the belly comes forward a little, the diaphragm presses into the organs have nowhere to go, the belly extends. And then on the out breath, everything moves back into its original position. So let's breathe into the belly. Breathing in, belly extends. Breathing out, belly moves into its original position. Breathing in, belly extends. Breathing out, releasing. And one more. Okay. Now you have an understanding of how these two parts work. Let's bring them together. So in the beginning, you will breathe into the belly. And once your lungs are at maybe 1/3 capacity full, you start expanding your rib cage to the front, to the back, and to the sides. So breathing into the belly and then starting to expand the rib cage and releasing everything on the out breath. That can feel a little strange at first. That's completely okay. You're retraining your body. Just give it a try and let's see how it works. So at best, place one hand on your belly and one hand on your rib cage so you can sense both areas as they expand. Breathing into the belly, then opening the rib cage and releasing on the out breath. Into the belly, rib cage, and releasing on the out breath. One last breath into the belly, into the rib cage, and then releasing. Really well done. As I shared, this way of breathing may feel very strange at first because your body isn't used to breathing like this anymore. We have unlearned it over time, and your body needs to remember. So give your body the time to remember. Maybe you've got thoughts like, I don't know how to do this, I'm doing this wrong. Let me assure you, there is no right or wrong. It simply needs a little bit of practice to get all these moving parts together, and that's okay. There is a lot happening at the same time that we in the beginning need to consciously focus our attention on, and so it's natural that it feels strange and like you don't know what you're doing. Give it a bit of time, give it a bit of practice, and give your body a chance to remember. It knows how to do this. Your body is intelligent, and maybe it helps to even just close your eyes and feel what's going on from the inside. Do it slowly, give yourself time. And then start observing yourself and how you breathe throughout the day. Again, not all the time, but every once in a while, check back in. Oh, how am I actually breathing? Do I use my diaphragm? Do I not use my diaphragm? Do I use my shoulders? And then taking a few functional breaths just to remind your body that this is its natural state and way of being. And doing that consciously for maybe 3 to 5 minutes a day for a while can be super, super helpful. Because when we start doing this consciously with intention for just a few minutes each day, our body starts remembering and our body starts integrating this and starts doing it automatically on its own. So we no longer have to consciously think about it. So by doing it consciously for a few times during the day, will help your body do it automatically later on. You could do it, for example, in the morning to really oxygenate your body, to bring oxygen into all your cells and into the blood and prepare your body for a good day ahead. Or you can do it in the evening to prepare for sleep because, again, it soothes your nervous system. It helps calm the thoughts and calm your body down, and then you can maybe find sleep more easily. You can use it as a practice, as a break in between. So again, your blood and brain get oxygenated and your nervous system calms down, and then you can get back to whatever tasks you are doing fresh and inspired and maybe even clearer and more focused. And I want to leave you with an advanced practice because you can combine this with an actual breathing technique that I know from yoga, where the out breath is significantly longer than the in breath. That again will soothe your nervous system when the out breath becomes longer than the in breath. And the yogis, they knew about the importance of the breath and of the way of breathing. That's why they developed these breathing practices and breathing techniques in the first place. And for them too, it was not just something they do while they're on the mat. It's the mat becomes the practice ground. That's why I say do it 3 to 5 minutes a day consciously as a practice ground, so that it can start being supportive in your day-to-day life. It will start supporting you in your everyday life. And my example, I would go on the inhale on the count of 3, then pausing for the count of 3, holding the breath, and then breathing out on the count of 6, followed by a short pause. So breathing in for the count of 3, holding on the count of 3, breathing out on the count of 6, and a short pause. Let's try this out together right now. Breathing in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathing in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Breathing in, 2, 3, pause, 2, 3, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. Well done. And this particular practice combined with the functional breathing can be really helpful when you wake up at night or have a hard time falling asleep, when you find yourself ruminating. Because on one hand, it soothes your nervous system due to the elongated exhale and the activation of the stimulation of the vagus nerve, so activating the relaxation response, but also because it gives your brain something to do. If you're anything like me, like my thoughts are running around wildly in my head. But when I've got something to concentrate on, like counting, then it has something to do. I gave it a task, and that will in turn then help quieten the chatter of the mind. So try it out next time you lie awake at night or you have trouble falling asleep. Try counting the breaths and making the out breath longer than the in breath. And for the whole functional breathing part, I want to invite you to try it out and let me know how it goes. Can you notice a difference in your life? Do you feel a sense of relaxation when you practice this way of breathing? Leave me a comment, send me a mail, send me a voice message. I will leave you all the links below. I would really love to know what you make of this, or if it's easy, if you need any more assistance, if I can help you in any way, or just know about your experience with it. Then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will help me a lot. And also sign up for Moonday Musings. They are my personal e-letters. They come weekly to support you in your womb health, in your personal cyclical experience, because you are a cyclical being. All beings are cyclical, and you have a cyclical experience, and I want to support you in that. But they are also designed for you to start the week inspired, grounded, refreshed, and deeply connected to yourself and your body. So make sure to sign up. Link is below. And now I wish you an amazing day and send you much love. Bye.